We are back at Wheeling Island Stadium, set for the opening kickoff between the 4-2 Wheeling Park Patriots and 7-0 Steubenville Big Red. Big Red won the toss, and they deferred, so Wheeling Park will get the ball to start things off tonight at Wheeling Island Stadium. Brennan Stover has it teed up. He'll be kicking off for Big Red.
For the Patriots, number 20, Marcus George, number 14, Elliott Farrell.
Marcus George back deep to receive, along with Elliott Farrell for Wheeling Park. Stover had a little equipment issue, it looked like. Now he's coming back out. The sophomore has done a great job for Big Red. A strong length. He's kicked a number of them into the end zone, and that's what teams have gotten trouble against Big Red right out the bat. Stover kicks it deep. You've got bad field position, then the defense gives you a 3 and out. You got to get that battle of field position. If you get pinned deep, somehow you've got to some way come out and pick up that first down and get things moving. Stover, nice kick. It's going to be short, returnable. Bounces off the Park players, and Big Red's got it. Jordan McIntyre falls on it, and Big Red gets the first break of the ball game. Now, ironically, last week the opening kickoff was fumbled. Big Red scooped it up and took it back for a touchdown. No touchdown on it tonight, but Big Red does recover it. Here's a look, Coach.
Well, I tell you, what an auspicious beginning for Wheeling Park. This is one thing that Mark Nardoni did not want his team to start out with, was a turnover on the kickoff, but that's exactly what happened.
I said for Big Red, Markakis the fullback, Busick the tailback. You hear Reno yelling up the middle. Well, here's Macon, slant, incomplete, intended for Anthony Gossett on the coverage. Brad Balestra.
I tell you, nice coverage that time by Wheeling Park. Number 7 came over, Brad Balestra, came underneath that slant pattern and was able to knock it away. So good defensive first down play for Wheeling Park.
Big Red starters, Dwight Macon, your quarterback, Bronco Busick at tailback with Mark Markakis, the fullback, Jeremy Banks, the tight end, Stevie Davis and Anthony Gossett, your wideouts, Andrew Radakovich, Brandon Fry, Philip Gilmore, Richard Dunn, and Mike Weber, the starting offensive line for Big Red. And we have a timeout on the field. There you take a look at the Big Red offense. Wheeling Park defense out there. And we take a look at that Wheeling Park defense. Sean Lake, David Vitanzi, Alan Ernest, Danny Rabb, and Mark Jarrett, your line. Lucas Goodwin, Brad Balestra, your backers. Ryan Sengelwalt, Nick Taylor, Marcus George, and Joe Douglas, the starting secondary for Wheeling Park.
You know, looking at those introductions, Don, Wheeling Park really has some nice size. You're going to see their defensive tackles, really nice-sized kids, along with their nose guard as well. They're playing a 5-man front.
2nd and 10, James Montgomery crowds in motion to the top side. Bronco Busick up the middle. He gets upended down to the 2-yard line. Should have enough for the Big Red first down. And Busick, boy, has he developed as the season's gone on as a tailback. Last season didn't play much out of the backfield, starting middle linebacker, but boy, he runs hard.
I tell you, and he's got fairly good vision also, Don. You know, everybody looks at him as being a north-south runner, and pretty much that's what he is. But he's always able to find the seam inside on the off-tackle play to get positive yardage.
Stack eye, James Montgomery, the up back. It's going to go to Busick. Touchdown, Big Red.
Wow. They get into that stacked eye, and with Busick at the top of the eye, and they've got some real good kids in there that are in there as blockers in front of him. You're going to see right here a good kick-out block and then a good lead block by the second man in that stacked eye. And you can see number 74 for Big Red, offensive lineman. Brandon Fry had his guy all the way back into the end zone.
Brennan Stover on to attempt the extra point. Anthony Gossett holding. Snap, the placement. And it is up, and it is good. And Steubenville Big Red, just 38 seconds into this one, they're on the board. Big Red leading Wheeling Park, 7-0 your score. And we're back at Wheeling Island Stadium. Steubenville Big Red leading Wheeling Park 7-0. Big Red set to kick it off once again. Here is Brennan Stover. Marcus George takes it on the bounce at his 5. George to the 10.
Oh, he's got some room.
20. George to the 30. Cuts back 35. George across midfield. And Stover slows him up for the Cavalry to come down, and he's down at the 40-yard line. Marcus George has taken a couple back all the way for touchdowns this season. Tonight making his first start at tailback. You see the sophomore.
I tell you, Marcus George does a great job. He just takes the ball. He runs upfield. He's not trying to run east and west. You're going to see he's going to find a seam right here, turns it upfield. Nothing fancy. He's got some room on the sideline, got some good blocks downfield. He's going to give him some extra yardage. And here you're going to see the kicker come into view right there. Number 80, Brennan Stover, is able to make the tackle for a touchdown-saving tackle.
Pearson up under center. Marcus George deep in the backfield. Give to the fullback. He's going to pick up 3 or 4. And talking to Coach Mark Nardoni, that's what Park would like to do, run between the tackles and just, try to move the chains and attack that Big Red defense right at the heart of it. But when you stop and look at it, with the snowball effect that happens with Big Red sometimes, if that was the opening kickoff, Park needed that so badly on the opening kickoff. Yep. Pearson, George, Ernest in the backfield, Knight, Jones, Farrow, your receivers, Fatanzi, Ferroli, Varner, Myers, and Conrad, your offensive line. Second down. This is George.
Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Loses a couple.
It's number 45 in there on the tackle, Don, and that's Markakis.
And there's the defense for Big Red. Montgomery, Dugan, Fry, and Gregory, your line. Banks, Busick, Markakis, your backers. McLeod, Davis, Gossett, and Gilbert, the secondary. Brings up 3rd and 7. They'll stay in that eye set. Matt Pearson, your quarterback. Big Red will shift. And Pearson's going to be brought down. They faked the toss, looked to put it up, but James Montgomery and company were there. There were about 4 Big Red defenders in that backfield. Also on that charge, Brandon Fry, number 74.
And also number 23, Jeremy Banks. You probably could name the whole defensive line and outside linebackers that were there. And they got there in a hurry. Quarterback for Wheeling Park did not have a chance to even get his feet set to try to get that ball off. And that was Matt Pearson.
Now on the punt, you always want to know where Stevie Davis is at. I think he's top side. Yes, he was. Josh McLeod back to receive it. And he's going to let it bounce, and Park will down it at the 10-yard line.
Not yet. Doesn't want to jinx anything. All right, guys, back to you.
1st and 10, Macon puts it up top, and the pass is dropped. Anthony Gossett, the intended receiver, at the 15-yard line.
It was just that quick hitch pass to the outside, and Macon demonstrates really a good, strong arm. And boy, I tell you, he's come such a long way since the beginning of the season. Don, he's improved tremendously, and give credit to the quarterback coach, Mike Haney, because Macon, as a sophomore, we saw him against West Branch in the preview, and he looked a little rough around the edges, but right now he's starting to become a very, very polished quarterback.
Gossett goes in motion to the top side. Toss. This is Davis at tailback. Davis to the 20. And Davis across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Stevie Davis taking the snap from quarterback and from tailback. And Davis is a guy that you know what he can do. He's so explosive. And you knew at some point this year they would try to work him into that role at tailback.
Well, I tell you, he is very explosive. He's also very courageous and enthusiastic as well. He's not a very big kid, but boy, he plays awfully big, and he does a great job once he gets into space.
And it's been a lot of tailback by committee for Big Red this season. 1st and 10. There's Macon. Fires. He's got his man Brandon Carroll across midfield. Carroll down to the 40-yard line. And the junior picking the catch and getting the first down.
I tell you, what a nice pass that time by Macon. A good fake, good, nice ball handling. There's a little fake pitch to the left, and then he waggles out here to the right. And You're going to see a receiver wide open along the sidelines here, and a perfectly thrown ball, as you can see. Led the receiver, and the receiver does a good job of catching that ball with his hands and getting downfield and getting some extra yards after the catch.
First down at 10.
And Big Red calling a timeout.
Brandon Carroll on the catch. Good job, Brandon.
WTOV9 brings you a special edition of the Game of the Week Sunday as the Brook Bruins play the Weir High Red Riders in the hometown showdown. WTOV9 will show the big game Sunday at noon. It's Sunday's WTOV9 Game of the Week, the only game in town.
Now there's a game where you have kids playing for different schools living in the same town.
You have
Because Brook County, the county line runs, right through the middle of town.
8:30 to go in the first quarter. And Big Red leading 7-0. I talked about that tailback by committee. And in this counting quarterback, Dwight Macon. You've got Dwight Macon, Bronco Busick, Demetrius Brandon, Anthony Jackson, Michael Goodwin. They've combined for over 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns and nearly 6 yards a carry. Pretty impressive. 1st and 10, double tights. Davis at tailback. And it is Davis.
Nice job.
He's going to get brought down. Good penetration from Wheeling Park. Danny Rabb with a stop.
I tell you, Dan Rabb, defensive tackle, 6'3", 260-pound senior, did a good job. Read his keys, followed the guard, got into his hip pocket, and caught Davis from behind for a loss of about 2. Bring up 2nd and 12. They were trying to run that little tailback counter where the quarterback comes one way and then hands back to his tailback going the opposite way.
Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12. Josh McLeod top side. Stevie Davis down to the bottom. Davis goes in motion now to the top side. Macon fakes the handoff, rolls up top. He's going to keep it. Trying to cut back. Macon to the 32-yard line. A couple yards short of the first down. Brings up 3rd down, but there you see some of the elusiveness of Dwight Macon.
And I'll tell you, this is such a good offensive scheme for Dwight Macon. He's only a sophomore. They want to try to get him out on the perimeter, Don, as much as they possibly can so that he can see his receivers better when he gets out there. And then when he feels like there's nothing open, he can also use his feet to gain some critical yardage.
Demetrius Brandon dotting that I. Markakis at fullback. Movement top side, and I think that's Gossett jumped too early. Receiver up on the top of the screen move before the snap. So that'll back Big Red up 5. Personnel changes. Brandon Carroll checking in. Stevie Davis coming in. McLeod in. So Montgomery and Markakis and Jeremy Banks come out.
They have multiple receivers. Going to have trips one way and a split end the other way. So they've got 4 wide receivers.
Demetrius Brandon, the sidecar. He goes to the top side of Macon. Trips top side. McLeod down to the bottom. Macon rolling top side. This is a run all the way. Macon turns it up. Picks up a block at the 32-yard line. First down out at the 26. And Anthony Gossett pops somebody to allow Macon to shake and bake for the first down.
Well, I tell you, that was a great block by Gossett. There's no question about it, Don. But I'll tell you, give credit to Macon because he set up this block for Gossett. You're going to watch it right here. You can see that they're trying to run a little flood over there with the 3 receivers, but Macon sees a lot of green, set it up right there, and gets a good block from number 9, Anthony Gossett, that springs him for the first down.
You're right. He saw the defender cut to the left because he knew he had Gossett there, and basically it ran the defender right into Gossett.
Absolutely. Good job that time.
Brandon, once again, the sidecar, trips down to the bottom. The inside receiver's Gossett. He's been deadly down on that seam.
Came with a
Macon
blitz.
breaks away from the first man. He's got running room. Macon down to the 6-yard line. Another Big Red first down.
I tell you, Wheeling Park came with a blitz that time. Their inside linebacker came clean. Nobody touched him. But Macon, showing his escapability, was able to get away from that rush, get to the outside, and get some real valuable yardage down inside the 10. Here comes the linebacker right here, as you can see, Don. He got a hand on him. That's number 32 for Wheeling Park. Did a good job of trying to get there in a hurry. That's Lucas Goodwin.
And they're up there again, no huddle. for Big Red.
They got trips this way. Same formation, only this way that they ran a couple plays ago.
And they like to do this. They like to run a lot of this hurry up.
They didn't hurry up too much that time.
Well,
because Big Red called a timeout.
Yep.
Steubenville.
And with that, we will take a break. And we're back at Wheeling Island Stadium. Big Red leading 7-0 and looking for more. Demetrius Brandon deep in that backfield. Making, toss to Brandon. Brandon trying to take it to the corner, cuts inside, and it's going to be brought down defensively for Park, helping lead the charge, Derek Stahl.
Tom Bloom just gave a illegal block below the knees, and he pointed at Wheeling Park, and he's talking to Radakovich, one of the captains from Big Red. That was his preliminary signal. Illegal block below the weight, blocking below the knees. That's unusual to see that when it's against the defense. That's Tom Bloom, a long-time official, 29 years. I was talking to him before the game, and this is his last year. And boy, I tell you, he's been one of the better referees and officials in the Ohio Valley. He always has the game under control. See if we can see it here where this might come from.
Well, Big Red lucky
Really
they
haven't
didn't.
seen it.
Big Red was lucky they didn't get called for the hold. First and goal to go in the 2. Busick dotting that I, and Bronco touchdown, Big Red.
I tell you, he's so awfully hard to stop. You know, when he has Markakis in front of him. He's such a good blocker, and that offensive line has come around so well that they really get their people off the line of scrimmage.
We've talked about this before. Look how he protects the ball. He wraps that thing up.
Yes, he does. He covers both ends of the football, which you are supposed to do. And, of course, that's why he never fumbles.
And that, my friends, is a fullback playing tailback.
Brendan Stover to attempt the point after out of the Anthony Gossett hold.
Stover's kick is up, and it is good. We've got 5:39 to go. First quarter, Big Red out to a 14-0 lead over Wheeling Park. We're watching the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back. Big Red leads Park 14-0.
And I've heard my name thrown around a little bit. It's probably a long shot, but you know, growing up with the Pirates, coaching with the Pirates, it'd be probably a lifelong dream.
You have to keep us posted.
Okay,
all right, Don, Rich, back to you.
And here is Marcus George, another great return out across midfield. And Natalie, you can tell him that if he ever gets tired of coaching or when he retires, I could always use him in the Hopedale Little League. He lives in Hopedale as well, so. Flags on the play afterwards. Coach, what do we got?
I'm not sure. It came late after the play, so they're talking about it right now. We'll have to see what Tom Bloom tells us right here.
Personal foul, kicking team, receiving team, enemies all set, first down.
Okay. Now things are getting a little testy down there. And Coach Suckoch isn't too very, very happy with...
well, that's twice that George has just ripped off huge returns.
That was Patrick Gilbert that he wasn't too happy about. And great return that time.
Toss, George cuts it inside, and he gets to the 44-yard line. Marcus George making his first start at tailback. He's a sophomore, been very impressive with the kick returns this season. We've seen it tonight. He's put the 2 that they returned, he's taken into Big Red territory. Hard to believe that they messed up the first one so badly, setting up that first touchdown.
But he is a really nice return kid. He's only 5'9", 155 pounds, but very courageous, very enthusiastic, hard runner, good speed.
Here's another look at George. running between the tackles, and he's got a first down. Park's got a good size, good strong offensive line, and Alec Wood had been the starting tailback. Had a couple games where he went over 200 yards and went about a 140 against Morgantown, but suffered a season-ending injury in that game. And they were really hoping to have Wood and George for a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, Don, but once he got to the line, he made a little move to his right where he was able to avoid a tackle, get it upfield, and get enough yardage for the first down. So he's got real good, happy feet.
1st and 10, toss to George. Bronco Busick, nice through there and helps with the tackle. Couple of Big Red defenders there, Ryan Dugan as well.
I tell you, it's real difficult to run wide against Big Red because they have such good speed and good lateral movement, and they run to the football so very well. That time you could see number 55, Ryan Dugan, doing a great job getting off his block, getting down the line, and stringing that out only for a gain of about 2, so it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Park yet to throw a pass tonight. Toss, George. Nice tackle for Big Red, and knifing in there, William Jackson, number 35.
And I tell you, good job on the outside by the outside linebacker over here, and that was number 23, and that was Jeremy Banks. He was able to string that out, force it back to the inside, and then the safety was able to come up and make the hit on that and hold it to a no-gain situation. So this is a situation that Coach Nardoni really doesn't want to be in. It's 3rd and 8, 3rd and long, and that certainly means that he may possibly have to put the ball up.
Ricardo Farrow split out. Timeout Park. They're looking at a 3rd and 9 on the Big Red 36-yard line. Big Red leads at 14-0.
Nardoni credit for not backing off from playing Big Red every year. They know that they really have to play their best game of the season if they want to play with Big Red, and they do it every year.
And they still play the Morgantowns and the Powers in West Virginia. Little swing to George, nice block, and George will be a couple yards short of the first down. But over in the perimeter, Robert Jones, another sophomore like George, Park, a lot of good young skilled players. Jones coming up the tackle with a block.
Robert Jones came back, peeled back, and got one heck of a block on Stevie Davis. Little flare pattern right here to the back out of the backfield, and that's the block on Gossett. Good job, but he's still short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and about 2.
And Marcus George, boy, he's been the guy. They throw to him. He's been running the football tonight, the sophomore. Here's George.
I don't think he made it.
Trying to go to that short side, just too many white jerseys over there, Coach.
Yeah, like I said, it's really difficult to run wide against Big Red. They do such a great job of stringing things out, and the inside people, flowing to the football. So, and especially when you're running into the perimeter, because the sideline is just like another defender. You string it out a little bit, and there's just no room to run over there. Although the power sweep into the perimeter is, a fairly good, or not into the perimeter, but into the boundary is a fairly good play.
I remember being at practice and hearing Coach Piro a couple years ago screaming the whole time, "Where's your friend? Where's your enemy?" Talking about the sideline and the larger side of the field over on the far side.
Good job by number 10 for Wheeling Park coming off of his block. That's Mark Jarrett, the defensive end, and holding that to a loss of about a yard and a half. We'll call it 2nd and 12 against it. It's that little tailback counter, but Jarrett played it very, very well and was able to make the tackle for a yard or 2 loss.
Stevie Davis up to the top side. McLeod and Gossett to the bottom. Make it in the gun. That's Gossett. Here's Macon rolling.
Oh, he's got somebody deep, open deep. Wow.
And that was Gossett that was open deep. The pass intended for McLeod, incomplete.
Number 9, Gossett broke open going straight downfield. And they had a flood pattern on this side where you had one defender coming short, one going medium, and one going deep. And the one that was going deep was very, very open. Macon just didn't see him. That may be a play that they come back to later on, Don.
Carroll, the middleman in this trip set to the bottom. Gossett, McLeod there as well. Davis topside. 3rd and 11. 2 minutes ago, first quarter. Flag in the play. Now Park was showing blitz. I don't know if someone moved from Big Red.
I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be dead ball, illegal procedure, false start against Big Red.
And you don't see that very often from Big Red.
No,
They're
you don't.
Very disciplined on that line.
Absolutely. But I think they were anticipating the blitz. They saw him coming. They want to get a little head start before the snap, and probably got back on their heels a little bit, anticipating that blitz coming up the middle.
Third and long. Macon lets it fly. He's got Brandon Carroll incomplete. Carroll trying to come back and make the catch on the coverage. Eric Mendenhall. Big Red will have to punt it. And Stevie Davis will be the guy booting it away. I'll tell you what, Davis had one of a punt for the ages in that game against Watterson. They were up 21-14 in the fourth quarter, and Davis hit a 55-yarder. It was a seeing eye punt that went out at the 1 yard line. We look at the Park sidelines.
Steve Davis set the punt.
Snap, Davis. Fair catch. The 47-yard line. Now there's a flag, but he called for the fair catch, but then looked like he was going to run with it.
No, I'll tell you what the flag is for, Don. We had a coverage man for Big Red coming down, and after he made the fair catch, the coverage man ran into him, put his hands around his waist. So that's what it's going to be, running into the fair catch receiver.
To me, it looked like he called for the fair catch and looked like he started to run.
Nope. Fair catch interference.
All right, so Park will have nice field position. They called for the fair catch.
Okay, it's down. Right there.
And there is your flag. You see what I was talking about, how it looked like he had gone forward, but it was just him after catching the ball, his momentum went forward. Now, what's Coach Nardoni talking about here?
Coach Nardoni is saying that
15 yards.
No, Coach Nardoni is saying there has to be a penalty on this, and Tom Bloom is saying there isn't because the ball is being placed exactly where the fair catch was made, and they're signaling first down right there. And I don't understand that either. If there's a flag, there should be a penalty.
And there is the handoff. Now there's a flag in the play, and they're near midfield, but ironically, after the two big returns, the first Park possession that they have not started inside Big Red territory.
Correct. Of course, that's because good returns on the kickoffs.
Exactly. And then what's hard to believe, as good as those two kickoffs were, Big Red got their first touchdown because Park couldn't field a kickoff.
Correct. That's a motion penalty against Wheeling Park, so it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Wait, talking about Rich Donnelly, though, when he coached, third base coach with the Pirates, we would go to spring training, and I remember Jay Bell, Orlando Merced, and all these guys all wore Big Red T-shirts underneath their jerseys. We had a lot of great times. It would be great to see Rich back with the Pirates.
Well, not only is he a good coach, he was a good athlete when he was in high school, too. And if I'm not mistaken, he went to Steubenville Catholic Central.
But that's what they need. I mean, somebody with that Pirate pride and that enthusiasm to bring the interest back.
Rich Donnelly was very political in his answer, but he would love to come back to Pittsburgh.
But I think he's of the mindset, too. They know I'm here. They know me. They know I'm here. I mean, the ownership's from the Valley. You got a Valley guy. I think he at least needs talked to, interviewed in this situation. Short gain on first down there after the penalty.
Again, they're trying to run the sweep into the boundary. Nothing there, so it's going to bring up second and about 15 yards for Wheeling Park.
Under a minute to go, first quarter. Pearson fumbled the snap, then unloads it, and it is incomplete. Intended for Ricardo Farrow.
Pass intended for Ricardo Farrow. Ball incomplete.
I tell you, Matt Pearson has a rocket for an arm. I tell you, he throws a good deep ball, and right there you could see that, quick step drop, 3 steps, delivered the ball with a quick motion. He has a quick release, and has great size too. 6'4", 260-pound quarterback. Wow.
Pearson straight drop, trying to set up the screen to George. Was lucky that didn't get picked off. Anthony Gossett was there. Good coverage. Ryan Dugan, Bronco Busick over there as well.
Yeah, that didn't fool anybody. Big Red reacted to that very, very well. It's going to bring up 4th down and about 15 yards to go, so it'll force Wheeling Park into a punting situation. And really, you sort of anticipate screen when it's 3rd and about 15. So, when you want to, if you're going to run the screen down, you want to run it on 2nd and maybe 3 or 4, something of that nature.
Bad snap with the punt. And he gets smothered at the 20-yard line, so special teams troubles going to hurt
Wheeling
Park there.
Wow. Sure has hurt them tonight. There's no doubt about that. And that gives Big Red great field position.
The thing is,
inside the 25-yard line.
Big Red is so good on special teams, blocking punts, blocking kicks, but you don't want to hand it to you. You can't have bad snaps and fumble kickoffs against Big Red, and we saw that in the opener against Indian Creek.
Right.
You just dig yourself a hole that you can't get out of.
Absolutely.
Macon in the gun, 2 receivers to the bottom. Davis coming in motion, and Macon's going to keep it. Breaks the tackle, gets brought down from behind, down at the 18, and looking at that play, Mark Jarrett with the tackle. Boy, you got to respect, if you're a backer, you got Davis coming over, you got to respect that reverse. And then there
Yes,
was
you
Macon.
do, and then of course you have Macon, who has great speed and good vision. Always a threat to run with a football.
Davis, the motion man once again. Demetrius Brandon. Nice tackle for
Good job.
Park. And that making the tackle was Lucas Goodwin, number 32.
Good job, Lucas. I tell you, did a good job coming off his block and making a good solid tackle, and it's going to bring up 3rd and about 7.
At the end of 1 quarter of play, Steubenville Big Red leads Wheeling Park 14-0. You're watching the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week.
Keeper played Dwight Macon.
And Big Red had a bad snap. Macon picked it up, and they will now face a 4th down, will Big Red.
Jarrett was in on that tackle again, and he's starting to create some really good statistics for himself. We've called him quite a bit tonight.
Hollywood City Center red zone. Dwight Macon incomplete, and a little mix-up. Gossett got turned around, and it will be Wheeling Park football. Huntington Bank score bar. Big Red leads Park 14-0.
That was one of the most discombobulated series I've ever seen Big Red run, which is very, very uncharacteristic of Big Red offensive football.
WTOV9 brings you week number 9 of the Game of the Week next Friday. The Magnolia Blue Eagles traveling to Barnesville to take on the Shamrocks. Stay tuned for the game after Sports Friday. The WTOV9 Game of the Week, the only game in town, and Barnesville playing much better football of late. Magnolia looking good, had a big win on the road at Tulsa, and they are making a run at a playoff spot in Class AA in West Virginia. Toss, Marcus George to the 25, and he might get a yard, not much more.
Well, I tell you, they've really run the heck out of that play tonight, and again they keep running it into the boundary, which is giving them very, very little yardage because of the ability of Big Red to run to the football as well as they do.
2nd and 8. Pearson, the toss to George. And nothing there. George is going to get thrown for a loss. And you see the difference when you look at that offense because Pearson doesn't run the football. And boy, that takes such an added threat because these guys can all converge on George.
Yeah, I'd like to see him run a little bit of misdirection. That might be something that would slow down that pursuit of that Big Red defense. But Big Red plays such disciplined defense. They're always lined up properly. They're always put into a position where they can make a play, and they usually make the play.
3rd and 8. Pearson looking to put it up. Got his man at the 30. And should have enough for the first down. The catch made by Derek Stahl.
Good throw that time by Pearson. Good catch by Stahl. And gets it upfield. Necessary yardage for the first down. And a good open field tackle also by number 11 for Steubenville Big Red out there. And that, of course, is Josh McLeod, defensive back on that side.
First down and 10.
First down play, and the fullback Ernest, he gets upended, but will pick up 3 of the carry.
I like to see him run that fullback a little bit more. He's he's really a nice-sized kid, big number 22 for Wheeling Park. Alan Ernest is 5'11", 220 pounds, and they've got a definite size advantage, I think, on Big Red's defensive line. And if they pound him a little bit inside and then try to go with Carroll to the outside, they may be a little more successful. There it is again.
Another short pickup on 2nd down. Called a gain of 2. Bring up 3rd and about 6. They get a better spot, and they got a spot of about a 3-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd and 4. So you got 3 yards on first down, 3 yards on second down.
And this is makeable when you're in a 3rd and 4 situation. That's a makeable situation for Wheeling Park right now. See what they come with.
Fullback carried it the first 2 plays, and Park will back up 5 yards because they moved.
Well, I tell you, that's a thing that just drives coaches crazy. You're in a 3rd and 4. It's a makeable down and distance. Now you're going to end up, instead of 3rd and 4, you're going to end up 3rd and 9. And 3rd and long is a very, very difficult down and distance situation right now for Wheeling Park.
Robert Jones up to the top, Farrow down to the bottom. Pearson looking to the bottom all the way, and Farrow, and incomplete. You see his arm strength there, but just thrown out of the reach of Ricardo Farrow. 4th down.
Okay, nice little pattern run by Farrow. Put a double move on the defensive back over here and was able to get open going to the sideline. But the ball was thrown just a little bit too high. But, that's something that they can come back to a little bit later on. No reason for there you can see Pearson being dejected the way that he is. Well, we'll see what Wheeling Park can do with their coverage teams now as they're in a 4th and 9 situation from inside their own 40-yard line.
Fake punt. He's got a man wide open, and he's caught it out to midfield. Park with a fake punt. Now you're going to late flag. The catch was made by Brad Balestra. And I believe the throw is by Ryan Sengewalt, who was the up man, who was their backup quarterback.
Very, very nice, gutsy call by Coach Nardoni. He's inside his own 40-yard line, and he goes for it on 4th down.
Face mask against Big Red.
Yeah, that's a personal foul face mask, so that's going to be a 15-yard penalty, Don. Good call and very good execution by the Wheeling Park offense. That's what happens when you study film and you see little things like that you're able to go to in case you want to during the course of the game. And that's a good scouting job by the Wheeling Park coaching staff.
First down and 10.
We'll see if Wheeling Park's able to capitalize on this now, Don.
1st and 10 at the 33. And just a mix-up on that snap. Pearson went over backwards.
ball popped out after he was done. It absolutely was not a fumble. We'll see what happens here. Now he just drops the ball and goes down to try to recover it. And, whoa, I tell you, I don't know. That might have been a fumble, Don. He never had control of that while he was down on the ground. Tommy Bloom is calling him down, but, boy, that was awful close.
Second down. George picks his way to the outside. And a nice run down to the 28-yard line.
Ball carrier, Marcus George.
Yeah, nice job that time by the tailback, a young sophomore tailback, number 20, Marcus George. It's a gain of about, well, I'll tell you, they had lost 2 on first down, so it's a gain of about 8, and that was mostly on his own. There really wasn't any room to run inside where the play was designed to go, so he bounced it outside, picks up about 8, so it's going to bring up third and about 4 or 5.
At the 28-yard line. Ernest, the fullback.
Wow, nice job that time. Somebody closed down really real well. That was number 43 for Big Red, doing a good job. That was Bronco Busick.
And he's just shy of the 25. Need to get to the just inside the 24 for the first down. But what that tells you is we're playing for 4 downs.
Absolutely.
We're going to run it like that on third down. We're going to try to take 2 downs to pick up the yardage for the first down. Timeout. Timeout for Wheeling Park. The next play will be the 11th play of the drive. This was what Coach Nardoni talked about all week. This is what they wanted to do. Short chunks of yardage to get first downs, move the chains, move the clock. Big Red up 14-0.
But I'll tell you, that's the way to go. You go with your 260-pound quarterback on a quarterback sneak when you needed 2 yards.
The official saying somebody pushed the pile.
Well, we're going to see the measurement. We're going to have a good look at it right here. As you can see, our cameras are at ground level right where the officials are located.
Well, I think he got it. I don't think there's any question about that because he got beyond the 24.
Well, we'll see. We're going to see how much he gets it by.
No, they didn't get by that much. They've got a bunch of links they got to pull to tighten that thing up.
Yes, they do.
You can see the chain from up here. It does a meandering curve. Look, great shot. That was it. Now you stretch it out. It was a loop chain. Yeah, you got it.
They didn't get by much, by half a ball.
This reminds you of the drive Beaver Local had in that game.
Yep.
Where Beaver Local had a real long drive. Now, the Big Red coaching staff was upset. Did they feel he was... Somebody had been yelling that they felt that he was pushed. The pile was all pushed forward.
First down and 10. Ball on the 23-yard line.
Well, let's see if Wheeling Park can do anything with it. They're in the red zone right now, so see if they can score. They're inside the 25. Waiting for the chains to get set on the opposite side of the field, so play is being held up momentarily. Got that big fullback in there, Alan Ernest, 220-pound fullback. In front of Marcus George, Will Scatback.
Toss, George. Jeremy Banks was there, slowed him up, got a little bit of help. Banks and Jackson combined on that tackle.
I tell you, what a great job by Jeremy Banks. I don't know if we have this on the replay or not. I hope that we do on the done replay because he really avoided a block and was able to close down and make a really good, solid tackle on Wheeling Park's very, very good tailback, Marcus George.
There's a look at it.
There it is right there. Good open field tackle, and then you can see
Pearson up top. And incomplete. Stevie Davis with a coverage pass intended for Robert Jones.
that was Josh McLeod on the coverage, number 11, and he had perfect coverage on the wide receiver, played it well to the inside, and or was it Stevie Davis? Whoever it was had great coverage over there,
yep.
And looked like it was going to be intercepted.
You're right, McLeod. Oh, nice effort.
I tell you, great coverage that time by number 11 for Steubenville Big Red, McLeod. He had perfect position on the receiver.
And he's really done a nice job here for Big Red this season.
I'll tell you, he's done a good job as a wide receiver, too.
And as a punt returner, Pearson up top. Got a man open. Just overthrown to Farrow. He got popped, too, at the end of that play. Dugan was in there, and I believe Gregory.
I tell you, when he gets popped, I don't know if there's more of a hurt on him or on the guys that pop him because he's so big. You know, he looks like an offensive lineman, but boy, I tell you, he's got nimble feet for his size. He gets back into the pocket real quick, and he's got a real strong arm as well.
4th and long.
They're coming after him.
Pearson steps up, and he's going to be brought down at the 26-yard line. Big Red football, so 2nd down pass, 3rd down pass. Those were incomplete. The 4th down, too much of a pass rush.
I tell you, there just wasn't any time for him to throw the ball. And Big Red was coming with everybody. Both inside linebackers were coming along with somebody from Pearson's backside as well.
5 minutes to go, first half. Dwight Macon spins, and he's should be out to the 35-yard line.
The ball carrier, Dwight Macon. Sean Lake. And on the stop for the Patriots.
Almost enough for a first down. It's going to be a little bit short. And Macon trying to get the play into the huddle. Got it from the sideline.
2nd down and 1, ball on the 35-yard line.
2nd and a yard, Macon up under center, double tight, one man in the backfield. That's Demetrius Brandon.
Nice little move that time by Demetrius.
First down up to the 39-yard line.
Came inside, made a quick move to his left, found a little opening, was able to bounce it up inside there for a first down.
And on the stop for Wheeling Park.
Huntington Bank score bar for 19 to go, first half. Big Red up 14-0. Macon looking over that defense. Option this side.
Wow.
Demetrius Brandon, and he'll be about 2 yards short of the first down.
The ball carrier.
Nice block by the wide receiver. That was number 11, Josh McLeod on this side. He stock blocked the cornerback on his side and was able to get to him a little bit and enable the ball carrier to gain a couple more yards because of his good solid block downfield.
He'll call it a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2, ball on the 47-yard line.
Here it is right here, as you can see. He's not looking to the back. You know, he's just blocking.
2nd down and 2. Macon unloads it. Jeremy Banks, the tight end. Banks makes a man miss. He's got the first down and a lot more down to the 38-yard line.
Jeremy Banks.
Okay, Jeremy Banks doesn't catch too many balls. He's a great blocker. You know, as a tight end for Big Red, he doesn't get to smell too many passes. That time he ran just a little bit of a flat pattern right here, as you're going to be able to see him. Makes a nice catch, comes out into the open now. Boom, nice block right there by Josh McLeod coming back and giving him extra room to run.
First down, Macon cuts it inside, and he gets to the 32-yard line.
Dwight Macon. Tripped up on the play by Marcus George for Wheeling Park.
I tell you, Big Red's starting to really control the line of scrimmage now. You know, every down they're picking up 7, 8, 9 yards.
Ball on the 33-yard line.
So, you know, their offensive line is really starting to control the line of scrimmage.
Stevie Davis up to the top. Demetrius Brandon, the running back. Macon, quick hitter, McLeod. That hit the ground. Incomplete.
You got it on the first hop. They ought to at least give him half of that. Don't you think, Don?
Ball's incomplete.
Well, he was smart, though. I mean,
That's what your coach do. You know, if you know that it's an incomplete pass, you want to make the officials think that it's complete. So you come up and you show them the ball and you say, "Yeah, I caught that. Look at this, man. That's a great catch." And that's the way he's playing it. You know, he's not playing it like it was an incomplete pass.
Play it like it's shortstop. The old short hop.
3rd down and 4. Ball on the 33-yard line.
Gossett and Davis topside. Demetrius Brandon spinning. Should have
be close.
It's going to be close to the first down across the 30. Making the tackle for Park, Brad Balestra.
It is a first down.
Wheeling Park.
I tell you, about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this quarter, and Big Red is in scoring position again. Mixing it up to run in the pass, and all the pass on is all play action, and you know, it's all based off of their running game.
Make
there
it.
It is.
That pass gets batted down.
Wow. And I'll tell you, lucky it did get batted down because Stevie Davis was coming to the inside. He had settled down into an open area and was wide open at about the 20-yard line with plenty of room to run. But number 51.
Well, it was Derek Stahl, 11.
Was it number 11? Okay, Derek Stahl got his hand up and knocked that ball down. So it's a good job by Eric Stahl. Good job.
Second down and 10.
And it's a good thing because I don't have a 51 on my roster. So second and 10. And that's Busick. And Big Red getting a lot of different guys. They rotate guys. And you play hard, you practice hard. They give a number of guys opportunities. You see the number of running backs they've used tonight, the number of receivers, normally the number of offensive linemen. Guys get the opportunity to play.
And James Montgomery has been in there at fullback, and he's been doing really a good job of lead blocking for those tailbacks. He hasn't touched the ball, but boy, I'll tell you, he has done a great job of blocking for those tailbacks for Big Red.
10th play of the drive. There's Macon in that gun. I believe Jamie Duvall has been the center. Stevie Davis. First down and more, down inside the 11 to the 10.
Boy, I tell you, he is so fluid, so quick. He has such good vision. You know, he comes with that wide receiver screen over here. Comes to the inside. And watch the blocking downfield. Boom, boom.
First down and 10.
And he's able to get it upfield for the first down.
Macon, pump fake. He fires. Catch is made by Gossett. And he gets to the 2-yard line. Flag on a play afterwards.
Yeah, we're going to see what this is.
Lucas Goodwin.
I don't know if this is a
on the play for the Patriots of Wheeling
face
Park.
mask or... Well, we're going to have to see right here. It's got to be a dead ball foul, whatever it is. So the penalty is going to be... It'll be given after the play.
On the offense.
I think that was on
Gossett.
the receiver on Gossett. Must have said something after he caught the pass. So it's going to cost him 15 yards from the spot of the foul. So instead of being inside the 5-yard line, it's going to be 15 yards back from there.
Let's take a look. I don't think he liked how he was brought down. Oh, well, there's the face mask on Park. There, he's a late hit out of bounds, and then it's the he must have retaliated.
Well, when you retaliate, that's usually when you get caught.
That's what happens in hockey. The guy that retaliates.
Okay, they've got trips one way and a split end the other way, and Davis is in one-on-one coverage.
There's Macon in that gun. Fires down the middle. Stevie Davis! Incomplete. Boy, he had it for the second, but good coverage by Ryan Segelwald.
Tell you, the ball was a little bit high. If he would have got it out in front of Davis a little bit more, I think Steve would have been able to handle it for the score. But excellent coverage by the secondary that time by Wheeling Park.
3rd and 16 at the 17. They can get a first down. Davis and Gossett down to the bottom. Macon steps up in the pocket. He's going to get brought down.
Fumble
on the play. And I'm telling you, I think
Wheeling Park has
it. Mark Jarrett
The ball carrier
hit Macon from his blind side. Macon, when he was running up in the pocket, was looking ahead. Jared came over and hit him from the side, forced the fumble.
Jared is really having a good game for that Wheeling Park defensive unit from his defensive left end spot. Was able to knock the ball loose. Here it is right here. This is a good shot. As you can see there, you can see the ball pop out of there. Looked like Big Red had a shot at it, wasn't able to handle it, and then a red shirt recovers it at about the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Wheeling Park from the 10. Good defense that time by Wheeling Park to keep Big Red out of the end zone.
10, ball the 15-yard line, and the Patriots, they take over.
Boy, that was ugly coming off. Alan Ernest gets across the 20, the 21, but it looked like half the Park team moved and the other half didn't.
Well, sometimes that's the way the plays are drawn up, Don.
Alan Ernest.
But I tell you, number 22, I've been impressed with him. He's only handled the ball 2 or 3 times, but I'll tell you, he's got a low center of gravity. He really comes up in there real hard, and I'm impressed with him as a fullback for this Wheeling Park offense. That's Alan Ernest.
Well, there he picked up 7. I know every time he's got the ball, he's been getting at least 3 yards a crack. And they will kneel on it. And that'll do it for the first half. Big Red and Park head to the locker room. Big Red leads it 14-0 your score on the Huntington Bank scoreboard.
14-0.
You're watching the WTOV 9 high school football game of the week where Steubenville Big Red has this 14-0 lead at the half. 14-0 Big Red. Now, Park received the opening kickoff. They bobbled up. Big Red took the ball. Well, it doesn't matter because it will be Big Red getting the ball to start the second half. So, ironically, Big Red gets the ball to start the game and start the second half.
Big Red won the toss, deferred to the second half, so they'll be receiving the kickoff here in the second half. And I don't think Coach Suckach was real happy with his team's performance in the first half. They moved the ball fairly well. They got down in scoring position right before the half and got it down inside the 5-yard line, and they were hit with a 15-yard dead ball personal foul penalty, and then were not able to convert after that. So I think you're going to see a team playing with a little more enthusiasm here in this half than what you did in the first half as far as Big Red is concerned. Wheeling Park played pretty good defense in the first half. Gave up the touchdown on the opening kickoff when they fumbled it. But other than that, they haven't given up any real long drives to Big Red. So good job by Wheeling Park so far.
And the kickoff, we are underway in the second half. Big Red on return. Nifty hole across the 30, Javon Wallace. And he gets out to the 39-yard line. A crucial defensive series if you're Wheeling Park, because as much as we've watched Big Red, they always have something in the hopper, something in mind, and their second half drive to start the second half for them. Beaver Local game, similar game. Beaver Local was hanging in there. Big Red drive to start the second half, long drive, 8 up the clock, ends up in a touchdown, sold the game away. So 1st and 10 for Big Red. They come out in the eye with Bronco Busick. This is Busick. Bouncing to the outside. Busick trying to get a block from Stevie Davis. Couldn't get the block, so he just lowered his shoulder and went for the sticks and got the first.
Yeah, we always talk about Bronco Busick running in between the tackles, north-south runner. That time he showed a little bit of speed, bouncing that to the outside and was able to get on the edge. Got a first down, was able to power his way about the last 2 yards, but nevertheless did get the first down for Big Red at midfield.
So 1st and 10 at the 50. Macon keeping it around the corner. Macon picks up a block from Davis and gets down to the 33-yard line.
That time we had a little down-the-line option for Macon, and he saw the crease in there, was able to turn it up, got a good block from Stevie Davis in the secondary that enabled him to get a few extra yards. And, we have 3 running plays, and we have 3 first downs, and all of a sudden the ball is inside the 35-yard line. Here it is on the Doan replay. You can see Macon running the option, doing a good job getting down in there and doing a good job of getting the first down.
Macon looking to put it up on the slant, and it's to Stevie Davis, incomplete. Actually, that's Gossett, top side, incomplete to Gossett.
I tell you, the ball was thrown low. Gossett went down to try to get it. We're going to take a look at it here on the Doan Ford replay. and the ball did hit the ground. So it's a good call by the official, incomplete. It'll be up 2nd and 10 at about the 34-yard line of Wheeling Park.
Gossett split to the top, Davis to the bottom. Demetrius Brandon deep in that backfield. That's Davis, your motion man. Demetrius Brandon, nice hole up the middle, down to about the 28-yard line. Good blocking from that offensive line for Big Red.
And also James Montgomery lined up at the fullback position, does a good job of lead blocking on the linebacker on that side, giving the tailback some extra room to run.
And that's Richard Dunn out in front. You see the tight end Jeremy Banks. James Montgomery, good blocking on that side. Jamie Duvall doing a nice job at center, getting the start. Philip Gilmore out of the lineup tonight. That's Davis in motion again. Toss near side, Davis. Davis cuts it inside and gets tripped up at the 15-yard line.
Now, how many times did Wheeling Park run that same play, Don, into the boundary, the power sweep, and how well Big Red strung it out, held it a very, very short yardage. Here's basically the same play that Big Red is running into the boundary. You can see the blocking, and Stevie Davis with real good vision, good speed, good balance, is able to get it up inside the 15-yard line.
Now Davis slot to the top side, Bronco Busick at tailback. This is Bronco up the middle, Busick down to the 2-yard line. Making the tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle, was Marcus George.
If you could count on your hand how many different plays Big Red runs, you'd probably only need one hand and one finger on another
Not
hand.
many. You need more hands.
It's about 6.
You need more for the formations.
Yeah, you would need more for the formations. And they've been pounding on this left side here in the second half, as you can see right here. But a pretty good job that time by the Wheeling Park defense to hold the ball carrier out of the end zone. And you don't see that happen too very, very seldom, where you see Bronco Busick held for a no gain. We were talking to Coach Sakach before the game, Don, you and I, and we were down there laughing a little bit when we were talking about you were asking him by calling plays. He says, if I call 1 or 2 a game, he says that's lucky.
Hollywood City Center red zone, stack eye. Macon keeps it to the corner, touchdown Big Red.
Now you lull them to sleep with that blast play over the left side all the time. They ran it about 5 or 6 times on this drive over the left side, and then all of a sudden they fake the blast play. Macon keeps it and takes it into the end zone for the score.
There he is. There's the fake to Bronco, and shaking bacon. It's Macon to the corner of the end zone.
Well, there's no substitute for that great speed that Big Red has at several positions. Not as much as they did last year, but enough, at the skilled positions to really, have a great season.
Stover's kick, and it will be good. Big Red puts a touchdown on the board to start the second half, and they lead at 21-0. You're watching the WTOV9 High School Football Game of the Week. It's the only game in town. And we're back here on the sidelines. You see Marky Markakis in street clothes here in the second half. The outstanding fullback, linebacker for Big Red.
Brennan Stover set the kickoff for Steubenville.
Here's Brennan Stover with the kickoff. Little squib kick, fielded by one of the up men. Across the 30, 35.
Oh,
not a bad little return out to the 36-yard line.
By Joe Douglas.
On the return, Joe Douglas.
Tripped up on the play.
But Wheeling Park really has a nice special team. They do a good job of returning kicks, covering kicks, and that's an area that's as important as offense or defense, through the course of a ball game. So, got to give credit to whoever the special teams coach is for Wheeling Park, because they really do a good job, and they must spend some time on it because it certainly shows.
First and 10 on their own 35, Marcus George. And he'll gain about 4 to the 40.
I tell you, he's really handled the ball a lot tonight, for a sophomore. and he's got really a bright future here at Wheeling Park High School. He's going to grow. He's going to put on some size. He's going to get a lot stronger. He'll probably get a lot faster, and that's a name that we're going to have to remember in a couple of years, Don. Number 20, Marcus George, the tailback.
Toss to George, pitches behind him. He's going to pick up the block from Pearson. And just too many guys to outrun on this defense. Big Red's got too much speed to allow something to bust on the right side for you to go clear across the other side of the field.
I'm not exactly sure who was on that hit. I think it was number 9, Gossett. And he's coming off the field, and he's limping a little bit.
Third down and 8.
Big Red, a big one with Canton Central Catholic on the road next week.
And I tell you, they're banged up a little bit, and they're going to have to be careful with their players here, to make sure that they don't get anybody that's going to miss the ball game.
Pearson to Farrow on third down. Farrow makes the catch. He's across midfield into Big Red territory, brought down from behind, down to the 34-yard line.
Ricardo Farrow.
And the coverage man was there. He went for the tackle. The ball was actually thrown short. The receiver came back to get it. We'll take a look at it.
Here it is right here. And I'll tell you, Don, he threw it exactly where it needs to be thrown, low and to the outside. If he would have thrown it to the inside any further, it would have been incomplete or intercepted. So good job by Pearson delivering that ball to his wide receiver.
And that was Ricardo Farrow's first catch of the night.
Timeout, Patriots.
Timeout, Wheeling Park.
Patriots.
We'll take a break.
Timeout.
7:35 to go, third quarter. And we're back, WTOV9 Game of the Week. Big Red up 21-0. We head down to the sidelines and check back in with Natalie.
Hi, Dawn. I'm here with Dwight Macon's entire family up here in the Steubenville Big Red fan section. Cynthia is his mother. Cynthia, what is it like seeing your son? He's a sophomore quarterback doing very well out there. What's it like for you?
Sometimes a little nerve-wracking because he's so young, but he does well when he gets out there, and I'm proud of him.
Okay. His father is here as well. Your thoughts?
Oh, he's a good football player. He's going to get better because he's only 15 years old. So I'm looking forward to when he's 17 or 18. That's what I want to see.
And we've got his sister Sierra here. She has been waiting to talk to the camera about her brother. She even had her lip gloss on. She's ready to go. So tell us, what do you think of how he's doing so far?
I think he's doing great for how young he is, and he's only in 10th grade and starting quarterback, and I think that's really good.
Thank you very much, Sierra. Dawn, Rich, back to you.
And he turned 15 not too long ago.
Well, I tell you, he's coming a long way, just in this year. And if he continues to improve as much over the next 2 years that he did this year, he's going to be a real force in the next couple of years.
Pearson. Jeremy Banks is there, and looked like Pearson tried to unload it, but could not.
Wow.
5 white shirts. Jeremy Banks leading the charge.
Well, you certainly can't blame Pearson for that. Sometimes a quarterback has a tendency to hold the ball a little bit too long, Don, but he didn't even get turned around. He had white shirts right in his face. Offensive line needs to do a little bit better job of pass protection. And you can see right here, there's 2 defenders on him right away, and boom, there's 3 more that are there, plus 1 more coming in for support.
James Montgomery was there first, and then Jeremy Banks, and Ryan Dugan, and then about 3 more.
James Montgomery is so quick off the edge. He's got such a quick first step. He does a good job. And if that offensive tackle on the side where Jeremy is located doesn't get a good drop step on his first step, he's going to be around him before he can blink.
He is. Montgomery all season long has just been outstanding, coming off that edge, rushing the passer for Big Red.
Seth Myers has been doing a pretty good job over there, big number 66 for Wheeling Park. But that time, he just got beat by that quick first step of James Montgomery.
3rd and long. Pearson straight drop. Fires. Picked off. Stevie Davis. Anthony Gossett at the 45-yard line. Gossett with a pick for Big Red.
Travis Field.
That person trying to unload it along the sideline and thinking that he had somebody deep. He really didn't have a whole lot of time to throw. He was on the run. laid the ball up there, and Gossett, with his quick reaction from the safety position, was able to come over and make the interception, return the ball out to their own 45-yard line. Big Red in business again.
Demetrius Brandon deep in that eye for Big Red. Brandon Carroll split topside. Quick hitter. Gossett. Knocked out at the 48.
Pass complete. Anthony Gossett.
Bring up second and about 4.
Brad Balstra.
Yeah, Wheeling Park has made a commitment to stop the run, so that's why you're seeing Big Red throw the ball a little bit more than maybe what you normally would. You know, I think probably in another situation, Coach Sokoch will want to take some time off the clock, but Wheeling Park has eight people in the box, trying to stop the run.
Demetrius Brandon on the handoff. Brandon, big running room, makes
Nice
a spin, and he gets to the 35-yard line. And exactly, when he gets in the field, you always hear that term, running in space. Well, when he gets in space and he's got one-on-one with a man, either with a move or a spin, he can make that man miss.
Well, he certainly did that time. He made him miss. And I'll tell you, he got to the hole so quickly, before Wheeling Park was able to react. You can see some real nice blocking also by the Big Red offensive line. And number 28 for Big Red, Demetrius Brandon, gets it right up in there real quick.
Macon, play fake, and that gets batted down.
Yeah, that's the second pass he's had batted down tonight, and he's got to be real careful. But give Wheeling Park defense some credit. They're making good penetration. If they can't get to him, they're getting their hands up and trying to knock that ball away, and that's the second time that they've done it this evening.
I thought it was Mark Jarrett, number 10. Take a look at it.
It indeed is, and I'll tell you, he's had a good game tonight. Mark, number 10, has done an excellent job for Wheeling Park from his defensive end position. He's been in on a lot of tackles and has knocked the ball down there. Mark Jarrett, number 10.
Well, the program says he's 6'6".
I believe it.
Here's Macon down the line. Pitch. Davis to the 12. Making a nice job there. It held on it, to the last second, makes the pitch.
He took a tremendous hit from, I think it was number 51. And we don't have a 51, do we, Don?
No.
And he took a big hit, as you can see right here, but he concentrated on making the pitch. And what even made it more difficult is the fact that he had to do it with his left hand, and he's a natural right-hander. So an excellent job by making the quarterback, and he's getting better and better every down.
First down. Pusick now in at tailback. Dwight Macon in the Hollywood red zone finds James Montgomery to the 7.
Montgomery came out of the backfield that time, aligned as the fullback. Came out into the flat, a little fake to Busick over the left side. And then you can see Macon coming out right here, as you can see. Good throw, good catch, and he's able to get out upfield for a gain of about 9, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 1 inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line.
And we'll have that play when we come back. Big Red leading 21-0, 4:50 to go in the third. And welcome back. You see head coach Reno Sokoch talking to James Montgomery and Dwight Macon. Big Red leads at 21-0, looking to pound this one in. They've got 2nd and a yard, and the ball on the 9-yard line. Watch WTOV9 for a college football doubleheader tomorrow. Look at those graphics, are phenomenal. My special thanks to Joel Banks. Rutgers Syracuse, followed by the Notre Dame game. Demetrius Brandon. Oh, look at this! Touchdown, Big Red! How did he make that guy miss?
There's a name you're going to hear over the next couple of years, too. Demetrius Brandon, number 28.
You ask and you get it. Take a look right here. Tried to tackle him high, and nobody was there. Woo! He tried to clothesline.
Yep. Got to keep your feet moving. That's poor tackling. And a good effort by Demetrius Brandon, number 28. Didn't give up on a play.
Placement, and the kick is up, and it is good. We'll take a break. Big Red tacks on another touchdown, 2 for 2 on scoring drives in the second half. And Big Red up 28-0. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Wheeling Island Stadium, Steubenville Big Red. Coach, they've got some of the kinks they had in the first half worked out.
Yeah, they've had 2 nice drives here in the second half. Mixed up the pass and the run very, very well. Threw in a little bit of option as well. But the offensive line is just starting to dominate the line of scrimmage right now for Steubenville Big Red.
Brennan Stover set to kick off.
Here is Brennan Stover's kick. And they're keeping it away from Marcus George. It's fielded back at inside the 10 to the 15, not to the 20-yard line. That is where Park will take over. All right, Coach, we had a flag. What was it?
It was a personal foul penalty against Big Red. So it cost him 15 yards from the 20 out to the 35.
Alan Ernest. And Ernest gets about 3. If you ever get in a mud and muck and slop game, I'm telling you, this guy needs to be getting the ball 20-some times. He is a powerful runner.
Yes, he is. And I'll tell you, he's only handled the ball maybe 4 or 5 times all night, Don. This is the first time here in the second half. And, every time he's handled the ball, it has really been a positive gain for Wheeling Park.
I believe he has 4 3-yard runs and 1 7-yard run, and that's pretty positive.
This is going to be a procedure penalty against Wheeling Park. Dead ball. Yep. Big Red's starting to get some younger guys into the defense now, making some changes in the secondary. And we'll try to pick up those numbers as we go along. Stevie Davis, however, is still in there at the safety spot.
Second down and 13, ball on the 32-yard line.
So 2nd and 13 for the Park.
Angelo Iacchini in there, one of the safeties.
There's the handoff to Marcus George. Just kind of picks his way through. Once again, there wasn't much there, but makes it a positive carry, 2 yards.
Marcus George.
He has such real good feet. He always keeps them moving, and he's able to make those quick little cuts. His feet are not off the ground a whole lot. He doesn't have a real long stride. He has short strides and is able to make those quick cuts. Number 30, Zach
38-yard line.
Horath is in there, one of the linebacker spots.
Pearson, straight drop. And it's almost picked off and caught by Farrow. In and out of the hands of Stevie Davis.
How did Davis get underneath that from his safety spot when they're throwing an out pattern? That's unbelievable. Number 20 was in coverage for Big Red. That's Jovan Wallace. But Stevie Davis comes all the way from his safety position. He's in a 2 deep and comes underneath that. Usually what you see on that is the safety playing over the top of that, not underneath that coverage. And Stevie Davis closed on that so very, very quickly.
He's a ball hawk.
He has such great instinct.
Pearson, pump fake. He gets brought down. They dump it off to Marcus George somehow. George with a convoy, and he's going to be just shy of the sticks. But that's when you talk about having a quarterback as big and strong as he is. William Jackson was there, but Jackson just couldn't bring him down.
Yeah, Tyler Osman is in there also at one of the defensive line positions, was in on that tackle.
All right there, looked like they'd have a huge gain, but
ball on the 44-yard line.
Needed one more block because he had 3 guys in front of him.
Yeah, Zach Horath was in on the tackle.
Marcus George.
Nice move to
the outside. George, 35, upended down to the 31-yard line.
That's one thing he doesn't want to do. You don't want to hurdle anybody, or else you're going to have a very short career.
I don't know if it was Ernest or somebody on that top side had a huge block that opened that thing up. I don't know if it was a kick out from Ernest or what you had, but nice block on that top side.
Yeah, Marcus George is really
and he's just learning how to play the game.
Yeah, real courageous runner. He really does a good job.
Ball on the 31-yard line.
Pearson. And the pass is dropped. That was Jones, and he was going to get hit.
And he did get hit. William Jackson came over real quick and put a good hit on him, and the ball fell incomplete. Number 51 for Steubenville checking in to that defensive unit now. That's Jordan Banks.
Now's when you want to give Alan Ernest another shot at it. They're going to draw Marcus George. To the 27-yard
field
line.
Tackle.
And
that was number 41, Angelo Iacchini, making a good open field tackle. And I'll tell you, that boy's not easy to tackle in the open field, but good technique, good job by number 41, Angelo Iacchini. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 5, Don, but Wheeling Park's definitely in 4-down territory, so they'll go for it if they don't make it here on 3rd down, I'm sure.
Hand off on that top side, and it wasn't George.
Elliott Farrell.
It's hard for
Elliott Farrell.
Tripped up on the play by William Jackson.
William Jackson on the tackle.
Now the PA man calls him Elliott Farrell. The roster says Farrell Elliott, and we've got 3 different rosters, so take your pick.
4th down and 2. Ball on the
4th and 2. Movement all over the place.
And we're going to see it. I think it's going to be against Wheeling Park. Unless that linesman comes in here and says the Big Red got into the neutral zone.
Procedure.
Nope. It's against
Park.
Oh, I don't tell. What a shame, because they had 4th and just about 1. Maybe a little longer than 1, and now it's going to be 4th and about 6. And boy, that changes your play calling altogether.
4th down and 7.
Oh, they'll break the huddle. They have 2 players down at the bottom. That's Robert Jones and Ricardo Farrow. Pearson looking that way. He's got time, and the pass is incomplete. Batted down by Stevie Davis. Take a break. 53 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Big Red up, Clover Park 28-zip. And we are back. WTOV9.com. Scoreboard 28-0 Big Red over Park. Dwight Macon. He's got time. He's got Josh McLeod. It's the first man, miss McLeod to the 40. And McLeod taken out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And there you see the speed of Josh McLeod.
I'll tell you, you got a great block from number 27 downfield, Brandon Carroll, coming back to peel back. Nice catch by Josh McLeod. He's got really nice hands. I was real impressed with him in the preview that they had against West Branch. Made some really nice catches in that preview and continues to improve game by game.
And he caught a 2-point conversion against Indian Creek and got hurt and then missed some time after that. But he's very athletic, excellent quickness. McMakin, pump fake, down, out, and up. Stevie Davis makes the catch inside the 25, out of bounds at the 23-yard line.
Boy, what a nice ball thrown that time by Macon. Got some air under it, gave Stevie Davis a chance to run under it. Pretty good coverage by Wheeling Park, but great concentration. You're going to see it right here. Great concentration by Stevie Davis. His first objective is catch the football. That's what he's concentrating on right here, and you can see he makes a great catch on a great throw by Macon.
And the big guy, Andrew Radakovich, the big left tackle, protecting, keeping everybody out of Macon's face. There's Macon again. Swings it up top side. Catch is made, Brandon Carroll, and he gets down to the 15.
I'm surprised that, I'm not surprised the Big Red is throwing the ball as much as they are. Because, as I said earlier, Don, Wheeling Park is committed to stopping Big Red's run, and, that's giving them the opportunity to get some one-on-one coverage on the outside on their excellent wide receivers, Stevie Davis, Josh McLeod, Anthony Gossett. And, of course, right now, as we've seen, number 27, Brandon Carroll.
2nd and short. And Demetrius Brandon, he got stopped, but he still kept fighting and might have got a yard out of that.
Yeah, but a good job, though, by Wheeling Park's defensive left side that time, holding that to a very, very short gain and short of the first down mark.
At the end of 3 quarters of play, Big Red leads Park 28-zip. And is this P. Rowe or Meyer?
Number 7.
Right.
And that was number 21, the ball carrier for Steubenville. I think that's Michael Goodwin.
Michael Goodwin. Let's see. Take a. That's P-Row.
Yeah, number 7.
Sean Lake. Nick Taylor.
Hollywood City Center red zone. Freshman quarterback for Big Red.
First down at 10. Ball on the 11-yard line.
Brandon Carroll in motion. Goodwin trying to turn the corner. Outruns one guy, and the second guy gets him inside the 10 to the 7.
Ball carrier, Michael Goodwin. Marcus George on the tackle for Wheeling Park.
I tell you, some of these guys we won't even have numbers for because some of them are freshmen. The young man playing quarterback right now, P-Row, is a freshman. And very possibly we may see some other freshmen in there whose numbers we do not have on the program, by the way.
Let's see. Caleb Westlake, number 33 in there. Zach Harath. Michael Goodwin. Hand off, Goodwin. Still going, and Goodwin's going to fight down to the 2-yard line.
I tell you, they can get a first down when they get inside the, near the 1-yard line. They can have a first down. So they're going to end up being short by about a yard or a yard to a half yard. And so we'll see if they can get the first down here and continue this drive in for a score. It's going to be 3rd and about a half a yard.
Just under 11 minutes to go in this one. Big Red leads at 28-0. And timeout, Big Red.
Timeout, Steubenville.
So they'll talk things out.
Dylan Clayton and number 64, who I don't have a number for in the program. Also number 30, as you can see, is in there. That's Zach Horath.
Ball on the 2.
At the fullback spot.
And P-Row keeps it. He's going to get brought down at the 3.
Good job that time by the Wheeling Park defense, number 11, doing a good job coming up in there. That's Derek Stahl. Came up to hold P-Row short of the end zone. You know, and how many times we mentioned Mark Jarrett's name tonight, number 10, on that Wheeling Park defensive line. Number 68 for Big Red is in there also. We'll try to pick up his number, one of the interior offensive linemen. That's Travis Moore.
4th down, P-Row.
He may not be in, but he may have the first down.
I think he does. Anthony P-Row in the keep. Stopped just shy of the goal line. First down, Big Red.
They've got a new set of downs. You also see number 67 in there for Big Red. It's Pat Geary. P-Row carrying and play in from Coach Sakach on the side.
There's a look at Reno Sakach. And off, first man through, Holoff, touchdown, Big Red.
Nice push by the offensive line that time against the Wheeling Park defense. Find a little bit of running room in there. Number 66 for Big Red doing a good job in there. That's, well, we don't know because we don't have a number 66. Number 52, Jamie Duvall, playing the center spot, does a good job. Going
and
for 2
takes the knee.
Taking the knee.
And we will be back. Big Red leads at 34-0 with 9.5 to go. Big Red drive summary. Time of possession 3:12. 10 plays, 72 yards. And capped it off with the younger kids going in for that touchdown. 34-0 Big Red over Park. WTOV9.com scoreboard. And a couple of unbeatens out there for Big Red. Canton Central next week in Tonawanda. There's the kick. And they bring it out to the 30-yard line where Park will take over. Let's check in with Natalie somewhere on the sideline.
Dawn, that somewhere is in the Wheeling Park fan section. And let me tell you, there's guys here with the letters painted on their chest, no shirts on in this freezing weather. And it used to, what did it say before?
Go Park.
And what does it say now?
Okay.
Okay, there's only 2 letters left. It's that cold out here. And then over to the right of me, we have, what are you guys?
We're Spirited Siamese Twins.
See, they're in one T-shirt and they're all bundled up, so you guys were smart.
Oh yeah, it's really warm.
Really warm. Do you guys have a cheer for us?
Go Park!
All right, guys, these fans are staying pretty motivated over here. Dawn, Rich, back to you.
I like the OK guys. That's neat. You know,
I tell you, give them credit. They're really here and supporting their team. I tell you, and in this chilly weather on a Friday evening in October, late October, middle October, I should say, not late October.
I'm trying to think. What is the date?
The 12th.
My anniversary's coming up, so I gotta know.
Second down and 7, ball on the 12-yard line.
That's one day you better not forget, Saloni.
That's
Second
what,
down and 7,
5 days from
ball on
now.
the 32-yard line for Wheeling Park.
2nd and 7.
Wheeling Park has backup quarterback in there now.
Ryan Sengewalt, he's in there. And there is the handoff.
Ooh. Nice run, nice hit in the secondary.
Elliott Farrell.
And Elliott Farrell on the carry.
And number 47 for Big Red coming up to make the hit. That's Trey Wiggins. Big Red making substitutions now, and Wheeling Park doing the same thing. You can see some clean jerseys in there for Big Red. Just noticed number 83 is there. It's Alex Morales. I'm sorry, no, Ricky Fugit.
Third down and 2.
Whoops, Sengewalt bobbled the snap, and it squirts through, and Big Red's got it. Then they're going back the other way. And touchdown, Big Red. Scooping it up and taking it in, Caleb Westlake.
And I think that we're probably going to see the knee again
And the Big Red touchdown.
on this extra point.
There's a look. Caleb Westlake, a sophomore. He's got to be excited, his first touchdown.
Oh, absolutely.
But the ball kind of got kicked out of this mess here.
Yeah, you can see it right there, and then all of a sudden it just pops out of there.
It was a game of hot potato. I'm telling you, it's there. Yep.
I'll tell you, man, a good, strong move you're going to see here that number 14 for Wheeling Park has a shot at him.
A stiff arm, yeah.
Yeah, does a nice job of
Timeout Patriots.
fighting off that tackle and getting to the end zone, and number 14 was Farrell Elliott.
And before they do the extra point, we will take a break and be back with more.
Ready?